those of you who haven't been here for the series, get online, check it out. Tonight is, I think, week 5? Something like that. Yeah, week 5 in the series of Bus Stop to Bedroom, or we renamed it this year Swipe Right, Swipe Left. So make sure when you're choosing people in a relationship or friendship that you're making the right decisions. So tonight, just as a disclaimer, we are going to be going fairly intimate this evening. I have 2 volunteers. They have graciously said to me that they would join me in bed. I will not be in bed tonight. I will be observing, you know. So, let's get the giggles out of the way, you know. So if I can ask Taylor and Alex to join me in the bed. Exactly right. You can get up. Well, I don't want to be on top. You need to get under the covers. Right. So tonight,
snug as a bug in a rug.
In bed with his shoes on. Lost, you know. Nice. Alrighty.
Oh, put him back on.
Nice. Now, one of the reasons, of course, we've chosen Taylor and Alex is because they are a couple, all right? And tonight isn't about, we're not going to observe them having sex, all right? Yeah, so I figured you've worked that one out. If you haven't, go to the Discovery Channel and watch how the animals do it. You know, but, you know, on another note. So, it's not plumpy enough in bed for her, so she needs more pillows. So, tonight is kind of like, if you haven't been on the journey with us, tonight could mean, it could be like, oh my God, what? So don't go home and say to your parents, there was this couple in bed together. and Phil was in there too. And context, all right, let's just keep it going forward. Now, the whole challenge is, out of last week, we posted on the Facebook page the 5 love languages and the 4 types of love. Did any of you figure out last week your love language? Did anybody go and have a check at that? Good. Yeah. Did you come up with what you were?
Yeah, words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation, key, sir. Right, yeah.
Physical touch and quality time.
Physical touch, quality time. Good. Yep.
I'm a bit of everything.
You're a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Little mongrel of love, you know, nice. Okay. Yeah, great. Okay. David, what did you come up with, sir?
Words of affirmation from me, Phil.
Nice. Well done. You're a fantastic, magnificent, delicious-looking man. So, it works, all right? So, if you didn't, I think MJ loaded the test that you can do. You can just go online. You can actually do the little test, discovering your love language. It's just a process of questions, and it actually will reveal to you your highest love language. Yes, we can. Like, I like getting gifts, but what did I say last week happens with a gift after a period of time?
They go on eBay.
They go on eBay. Yeah, so, you know, I love your gifts. In that moment, I love you, love the gift, but I look at it and go, oh, there's $1 to be made here. So, you can buy me gifts, but you might not, don't come over to my joint a year later and expect them to be sitting proudly on the shelf. That's not my love language. It might be yours. Don't get offended. A gift is a gift. It doesn't come with any strings. You don't pull it back and say, where's my gift? You know, it's like the jumper you get from Nana. It's one you just want to sell on eBay, but doesn't sell.
Yeah. No, thank you.
So the challenge tonight, right, is that we're going to go to that next level of, if you're in a relationship, this stage is something that we just need to really hold the brake on this one. We talked in our first week about the bus stop, that usually in a relationship or a friendship even, for those of you that aren't at the relationship level, this whole series can be applied to friendships. Sometimes we get a new friend and it's like we just want to eat their face off, because it's like they just want to know everything about them. I want to hang out with them all the time. I want to watch the movies with them. I want to go around the place. I want to hang out with them. Why do you don't invite me? Why am I not friends on Facebook? You know, you want to ask them a whole lot of different things about their life. So intense the person sort of goes, ew, this was an awkward moment, you know. And so friendships go deeper over time. Don't try and get to the depth of a relationship within the first 5 minutes of meeting someone. If you're doing something that's a relatable point, you go to basketball together, you turn up at tap class, whatever it is, you know, that you get to know a person over a period of time. Are we clear? Right? It's not normal. The pressure now to know everything about someone in 5 minutes is really difficult. And in a relationship, that is, one of my sons was sharing with me on the weekend, there's a new app, and it's called Nearby.
Yeah.
Is it? Nearby, yep. We know who uses it, you know. So this is a new app, which is crazy. And you go on this app, it is a dating app. I don't want to tell you to go on it, right? What I'm telling you is that this is how weird things are getting. That you can apply, you can put on that, and if your phone signal passes close to the person that's also on that, that's friends with you, and your phone signals pass one another, say if you're in the shopping centre, boop, it'll just send you a message saying, so-and-so is near you. They're nearby. So what it is this pressure right now to, as someone goes, and it is a dating site, right? So it is a matter of that you're getting nearby this person. And it's funny because my son was showing me that in the hour that he went from home to Churnside and back, 15 young ladies had been nearby, you know. I went, ah! You know, like, don't tell them what your address is. You know, that's kind of scary because they go onto that app purely to be able to say, hey, I'm nearby. And you can then, there's maybe 5 or 6 icons that you can choose on what you want from that individual. It's pretty damn scary for you younger people that are growing up in a world that's just so nearby. That at the moment, you know, you could wake up in the morning, oh, so-and-so's nearby. Huh, want to come over? Boom. It moves from the bus stop to the bedroom within a breath. And I find that brutal when it comes to the emotional journey of a young person. That we could have reduced a friendship or a relationship down to an app that says coffee or bed nearby. You miss the discovery of each person. So in an intimate, you guys look so cute. They're kind of right, aren't they, for one another, right? Yeah? This is where we all go, yes. Yes. If somebody go, not so, I want to ask a few questions. You know, it's not us. Right, so the challenge for us simply in our relationship journey tonight, we do not want to emphasise the idea of friends with benefits. That is an unhealthy way of doing relationship. If you are that kind of person that says, yeah, I'm friends, but we're not that kind of friend, we're that kind of friend. What? That's a friend with the ones that has sex together. We'll spell that out. All right. If we have to be explicit, I can get there. Don't worry. Editing later. You know. So, good luck, MJ. So, the challenge for us is for some of you, it's like, ew, I don't even want, that thing that's hanging out of a mat, you know, that little place in the lady, you know, you might not be at that point yet. You might not. Somebody's losing it down the front here. Being funny. So the challenge here is simply to get to this point. You guys have had a lot of discussions together, haven't you?
Yeah.
How long have you known one another?
Yeah, so Alex's mum was actually a painting teacher for my mum, so we've actually known each other for probably about 17 odd years. But in saying that though, we've only really been friends from probably
Like 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these guys have known one another for 17 years. You know that thing we talked about the other week, friend zone? You get put in the friend zone, and they go, and some of the blokes go, damn it! You know, and the girls go, yeah, friend, because it's kind of like you've got this mixed feelings, this misunderstandings, that kind of idea. So 2.5 years, what did you say, 2014?
Yeah.
So 2.5 years, you all of a sudden went, ta-da, here's my man, you know? And this moment, and see, the fantastic part about that is for 17 years, they've kind of been in and around and hanging out and getting to know one another and seeing what's interesting with one another. So, now, do you two fight?
No.
Damn it. Why don't you two fight?
We always discuss everything.
Yeah.
Like, we don't hide anything from each other. Everything's talked about in conversation. So.
Yeah, if there's anything, whether it's a way that we're feeling that we're reacting in certain ways, or whether we think we're hearing something, or whether we're worried about something, or we've got ideas about this or that, or out everything. If there's anything that isn't quite right, we talk about it straight away.
That's so cool. And it's rare. Do you know what the greatest block of people sharing is? What do you reckon the greatest block is?
Communication.
Who said that? So?
Fear.
Fear. Fear, and this happens in friendships, happens in relationships, the fear of rejection, the fear of what they're going to do or say or be is so overwhelming at times, we shut down, we pull back. In the old farming days, some of you would have seen these kind of devices used. You see two cows out in the, or two oxen they used to call it, out in the field, and they have this big wooden sort of thing over the shoulders of the cows. You ever seen something like that? Yeah? All right, if you've seen something like that, if you haven't, and you'll see it next time, you'll know what I'm talking about. That device that they put over the shoulders of the ox is called a yoke. You know, it's the yoke that the two animals, it's designed in a way that has the reins down the centre, and the yoke sits rounded over the shoulders. And they don't make the yoke uneven. They make the yoke absolutely the same on either side. And so what you'll never find is beasts of burden, like an ox or a cow or a donkey, they never mix the two animals. So they never put a donkey with an ox, because the two animals, even though they're beasts of burden and they can plough a field, they plough differently. So you put an ox and a donkey together and you're ploughing away there through the field thinking, oh yeah, this is all good. And then you turn around and look back, you'll have a mess of a field. That's why when farmers used to farm with these kind of beasts, they always equally yoked them in size and in what they were, if they were ox or if they were donkeys or whatever. You could use two donkeys, or you could use that, and that's what they call being equally yoked. The same is in a relationship, or a friendship even, is you have to stop and consider that the two things, the two people that are coming together, are they yoked in the same direction? Are they pulling in the same direction? Are they going the same way? Because if you don't, all you're going to get is a twisted mess of turmoil and pull against one another. They want to, and it's in their DNA, to fight and resist and go their own way. The same can be with our friends. When your parents say to you, you know, those friends you're hanging out with, they're not so healthy. That's what we call unequally yoking. And it's a challenge to move away from a circle of young people that are influencing us into things because we feel the pull to be with all the other beasts, to hang out with all those other people that are doing this kind of thing so that we fit in. It's unequally yoked, and the same applies when you're going to pursue a relationship. Stop for a moment, press pause just for a moment and step back and think, is this guy, is this girl, are they pulling in the same direction? Can I use this rather than that more so that I can understand, if we are going to use those things down there, that they're actually going to connect at the right time, the right level, to go in the right direction, rather than go from the bus stop to the bedroom and then try and figure out whether you're unequally yoked or equally yoked with one another. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Good job. She's listening down the front.
I am actually.
So, you could just simply take a dice when it comes to a relationship, you know, one I prepared earlier, I put it in the water and it swelled, you know, and so you could just say, my relationships are going to be like this. I'm just going to, you know, take a dice, and maybe when I'm going to that party, geez, I wonder if so-and-so's going to be there. He is so hot, you know, and I wonder, I'll check it on Facebook to see if he's accepted the invite, and then I'll just roll the dice, and I know what I'll do. Oh, he's going to be there. It's a 3, all right, and so we take this risk that he's going to be there, so then you frantically go through your wardrobe and 15 of your girlfriend's wardrobes in order to find that outfit that might get you that moment, you know, where he looks at you and goes, "Meow." Because that's what happens. Blokes do that. So whenever a guy says round, you know what that means. Right. So the challenge is simply this. You could roll the dice and think, I know what I can do. I'll go to whip. Can't go to Dak. I say, bring those bitches down. Dak, they don't compare to my whip. You know, so, and whip, you know, you can go, you know what, I'm going out because I'm feeling low. I'm going to go to whip and I'm going to pick up, throw the dice, that guy. Or that girl.
That boy.
Or that boy. So the challenge for us is simply this: if I can somehow get into your heart or into your mind that if we could just learn where the pause button is, we would save ourselves a crap load of pain when it comes into friendships and relationships. Because we get into these friendship circles at times and we think, holy crap, how did I get here? And they get involved in all kinds of unbelievable activity that you think, you know, I'll just go along with this, you know, because it's like, I don't really want to do this, but I've got no other friends, so I'll just keep doing this. I'm really excited, I'm scared shitless, you know, so about this. And the same can be about our relationships. As we think, oh, you go on a school camp and all of a sudden so-and-so's hooking up and you think, you instantly, boys go, I need a girl for the camp. Not for a relationship, not for a lifetime, but just for the camp.
True.
My wife used to go to camps, and she developed quite early bosoms, you know, and every single camp that she went on, the guys used to get together and make this little conversation about who was going to get with her and touch her bosoms, you know. Like, seriously, you know. So, and yet after the camp was over, they didn't want another thing to do with it.
They used to.
They used it. Well, luckily she was strong enough to not be. So, Josh. So, the challenge for us simply is that if we could just resist all of the urges that flood through our body in this kind of need to be loved. What's the other three?
Valued, accept, and belong.
Value, accept, and belong. So, if you didn't know, every human, I don't care whether you're a baby or a geezer, the fact is, love, you know, older person.
There we go.
Like David's age, you know. And it's all right, I'm older than him, so it's all right. So, love, value, acceptance, and belonging. You will do that, and the compulsion, the drive, the pull to actually be with someone that just loves you for you, take the time to pause and save yourself a whole lot of pain. Because if you're unequally yoked, the path that you leave behind you is going to be so turmoil and so tortured that you'll find yourself in a place where you'll put up with things because you think, oh, yeah, he's not treating me right, but damn, he's hot. I have counselled girls who have said, I say, well, tell me about your fella. Tell me what he brings to the table as a guy. They go, have you not seen him? I go, yeah, what else you got? No. Have you not seen him? I said, well, yeah, I've seen him. You know, no, I mean, seen him. Have you seen that six-pack ab thing? I do my washing on his tummy, you know. What else is there? Just saying. And that ass to die for, you know. So, the challenge is, once the abs have moved to slab and the ass has moved to droop, you know, it's kind of like what's left. They just look like the ox plough in the field at that point, and every ass looks the same, right, from behind. So, the challenge... Sorry, parents. So, the challenge for us, but it's serious. You know, it's serious. I don't apologise for what I speak to you about because nobody gave me this kind of instruction that maybe there was a pause button somewhere in my friendships or my relationships, and at some point I needed to stop and think, what does it mean to actually be locked alongside someone? I don't care if you go out with someone for a year or whether it's 17 years, are you ploughing in the same direction? One of the reasons this couple is so successful is because they've figured out that possibly they're yoked well together so they don't have to fight against his will and her will. Somebody said to me this, oh, it was that dumb show. That one. I wanted to punch that flat screen, you know, and the bloke get on and the girl get on, oh, if only he changes. And I'm going, all the madness rises up in me, you know, whatever that is, you know, and I'm thinking, why is it always this way that we have to feel like unless he or she moves first, I'm not going to he or she move?
He or she moves.
You know, that's what I made up, right? So the challenge for us is simply, we think it's a 50-50 in a friendship and in a relationship. No, it isn't. It's 100 over 100. That's how it works. And you don't wait for the other person to kind of step in and go, yeah, well, I'll give you this. and then you bring that, and then I'll give you that, and if you do that, then, because what ends up happening is you end up getting twisted out of shape and manipulated by stuff that just gets out of control, because you'll never be satisfied. We're not even talking yet about sex. Do you know sex is actually quite easy? That goes in there, and that's kind of it, you know. Apart from
Mind blown.
you know, someone's vomiting at the back. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're same. Stay, bring it back. Giggle now. Right. I don't care. I missed. So the challenge is, I don't care if you're same-sex attracted or if you're opposite-sex attracted, whatever, or if you're bisexual. I don't care about that. What I care about is that you actually make a decision within you. Is this person that I'm hanging out with, are these friends that I'm choosing to be around, people who can help me plough the field of my life in a way that's going to be helpful, and good fruit and good crop is going to be born from that? Because if you don't hang out with those kind of people, you might need to just change the people you're ploughing life with. I've done this probably 20 times in my journey. I have changed my friendship circles, and sometimes even stopped seeing family members because they were ploughing me in a field that was just the wrong direction. It was full of lies and deceit and negativity. And I just thought, you know what? No more. I got a lot of grief from it too. Get a lot of grief from it. Oh, you're too good for us. I said, no, I'm just ploughing a different field, man. I'm just ploughing a different field. I want to hang out with guys and gals that are going in the same direction as me, that want to see the same things happen, the amazing things happen in life. If only we knew how to press pause. If only we could stop for a moment. And here's the thing. At this level of relationship, at the bed level, at the most intimate moment, I'm not talking again about rooting. I'm just talking about being at the most intimate level with someone, with a friend or whatever it is, or if it's in particular in a relationship. Unless you can truly know the needs, unless Taylor knows the needs of Alex, the fears, the anxieties, the things that he needs to know how he's loved, unless she knows those intimate things, they're just going to be kind of strangers that know one another. Unless Alex takes the time to study and understand Taylor, unless he asks questions and gets past fear and jealousies and uncertainties and insecurities, unless he gets past that, he's only going to know her at a certain level as well. See, we put so much focus on the actual intimate encounter, the sexual encounter, that we forget about that this person that we're in love with is actually the person we want to be with. Because there's more to a person than just rooting. There is a life of fun and laughter. And let me give you 4 things. Maybe I'll give you 5 if I run out of time. What time have I got? I got like 1 minute. Okay. If you do not have similar intelligence to the person you're dating or the person you're wanting to date, swipe left. Nope. All right, capital nope. Similar intelligence. Similar interests. If you can't appreciate or have the similar interests in someone, swipe left. That doesn't mean that you have to be involved in everything that they're involved with, needy, right? It just means that you can appreciate that they have some things and you're cool with that. It's a similar interest, and then sometimes you've got to have things that just like, yeah, we're going to do this together. That would be cool. You've got to be able to have fun with each other, and you've got to be able to laugh at each other. You've got to be able to laugh at yourself and laugh at each other and laugh with. You've got to have fun together. If you're not having fun in your friendships or in your relationships, swipe left. Just hold that one, right? And one of the last ones is you have to develop the ability to lift the other person up beyond you. That means that you're okay about them being promoted. That's okay. You're okay about them being honoured. You're okay about them being successful. You're okay about them. And that applies to your friends as well. If you're a needy friend that wants all of your friends to look after you, then maybe just, if you want to get your needs met, maybe for a week, just switch that about and try and be everything, not everything to all your friends, but try and do some amazing things for your friends this week, and you watch the entire dynamic of your friendship circle change. So, next week, we're going to be having a panel of young people, young adults up here, that are willing to answer your questions. So, in your pack tonight, we're going to get you on your phone or whatever, write down a question of something. You can put it anonymously, that word, all right? You can put it in anonymously, and you can say, I've got a question about this and about that. If it's appropriate, we'll speak about it. If it's not, we won't. You can ask me, you can personal message me privately. If there's an abusive situation going on in a friendship or a relationship, I want you to personal message me or your pack leader, all right? It's important that you understand that that's not okay. Again, guys, if I could say, if you do that in your packs, if you can just learn this part, please, in this series, we've said in 6 weeks, just slow down, get to know you, get to know what you want in something else, in someone else. Just take the time. You've got some time, okay? Don't listen to your friends, the pressure of your friends. Oh, she's hot. You know, you should so get with her tonight, you know. Then you could take her to whip. You know, yeah, what else? The challenge, giggler down the front. The challenge, and no. So, the challenge for us simply is, just remember, if you have never seen one before, get online, go on Google and type in cattle yoke, Y-O-K-E, cattle yoke, and you'll see what I'm talking about. When you're going into a friendship, ask yourself the moment, are these group of people I'm trying to be friends with so desperately going in a great direction? If they're not, you might need to choose a different group of cattle to hang out with. If you're going for a relationship, abs and ass don't last, right? Unless you work harder, but you know, like me. Whatever, don't laugh. So, yoking is important. So guys, this week, just take the courage, have the courage to just assess, step back, press pause and say, am I yoked well with these people I'm hanging out with? It takes great courage to step away. It takes immense courage. If you're already in a committed relationship, maybe you need to have some conversations. Fear is what stops you. Let's go into our packs. Good job.